Hello everyone, this is your boy BG from Rakesh Memories, and today I'm going to teach you how to create the famous color grade orange and teal in Photoshop and save it as LUT and use it on other images. Without much ado, let's get started. So looking at this photo, you can see we have greens, we have whites, we have blues, and then we have orange as a skin tone. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my whites. So I'll select selective color and then change the colors to white and then push the cyans up a little bit. So I'll push the cyans into, let's say, 29. It's okay for me. And then with the magenta, I'm going to reduce it to -10. And then with the yellows, I'm going to push it to -22 just to, reduce the yellows in the gown. I'm not fan of, yellows in whites. No, I don't like that. So I'll reduce yellows to 22, and then I'll push the black up a little bit to, let's say, 13. 13 is fine. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my greens. So I'll select another selective color so that it opens a new layer. Then I'll go to the greens and then I'll push the greens up to, let's say, 40. I'll introduce cyans into the greens. Then I'll reduce magenta to, let's say, 37. 37 is fine with me. Then I'll push the yellows up to 40. I think 40, 43 is fine with me. And then I'll push the blacks up to, let's say, 20, 23. So as you can see, the whites are very clean with the greens. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll select the color balance. Yes, select the color balance and then push the midtones into the reds a little bit, or push it to, let's say, 6. 6 is fine. And then I'll push the yellows up a little bit, so I'll push it into -4 because I'm reducing the blues in the midtone, so I'm pushing in yellows. You understand? Okay, so the next thing I'll do is I'll change this place to shadows and then introduce reds into the shadows, a bit of red, like +2. And then I'll introduce yellows into the shadows as well. So we are getting there gradually. So I'll go to the highlights and then, okay, so I'll change this to the highlights and then introduce cyan into the highlights. So let's maintain 6. I think 6 is fine. And then I'll push blues a little bit. So the next thing I'll do is I'll go back to selective colors and then work on my blues since we want orange and teal. So I'll go back to blues and then I'll push the cyans up to, let's say, 43. Go to 43, 44. Let's maintain 43. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the magenta. 20, 23 is fine with me. And then I'm going to push the yellows up to, say, 40 is fine. Let me add a little more. Say 47. Cool. And then I'm going to add blacks into it. So I'll push the blacks up to a 30, 35 is fine. The next thing I'm going to do is, I don't like the yellows in the greens, so I'm going to reduce the yellows a little bit. So I'll go back again and select selective color, and then go to yellows, and then push cyans into the yellows just to reduce it a little bit. I think 6 is fine. Let me add a little more, let's say 8. Okay, and then I'm going to reduce the magenta. Okay, so a little bit, just going to push it. Sorry, I'm pushing it into the magenta a little bit, and then I'm going to reduce the yellows a little bit, then push blacks a little bit into it, and then I'll add vibrance. So that the image pops really well. Let's say 20, and then a little saturation +2. So we have our orange and teal look. This is amazing. So you can save this as LUT and then use it on any other image. So how do we save it as LUT? We'll go to File, then we'll go to Export, then we'll go to Color Lookup Tables, and then we're going to maintain it in cube with the format. Description is not really important, so I'll maintain medium and save it on the desktop. So where's desktop? Okay, then name it orange. Orange teal. Let's see. So I'll group this. One. So first shift, then select the last one, then Control G to group it. So we'll turn it off and then apply our LUT and see if we are going to get the same thing. So go to sorry, let me take it again. So we'll go to color lookup, and then we'll go to load 3D LUT, then load, then we'll go to orange and teal. Boom, we have it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. We shall meet again same time. Love you. Bye.